welcome to Sestra-Tainment.
Sestra-Tainment.
I'm Lenora.
And I'm Dee.
And we're coming to you today to bring you everything entertainment from the world of TikTok, Instagram, movies, TV shows, everything social, everything life.
Yeah,
whatever.
just whatever. Just
whatever's
entertaining. Anything that's entertaining to us.
Anything that's entertaining to us. Yeah. And I'm going to go ahead and get started this week. And I'm going to actually start with some Black History facts. Black History Month.
Look, I got some too. Look at us.
Oh boy,
Look at the coordinate.
I'm not sure.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, well, mine's are really in regards to inventions.
Okay, so they might overlap.
So that shows that we truly do not talk to each other about all the things that we cover. But basically, I just wanted to cover a few of the inventions in the years in which different people kind of invented things, just in general. And, it's funny because the other day we were talking with some friends and it became like, what if Black people didn't come over as slaves?
That's what inspired me too.
Yeah,
and that conversation.
We were actually still in Africa, and whatever. Like, what things would have been created there that Africa would have gotten contribution for, but and been the beneficiaries of. However, because of the fact that we were here now,
shout out to Table Topics for that question.
Yeah, that was a Table Topics question for sure, from the game Table Topics, for those of you who have not heard of that. So, anywho, I'm going to start with just a few things. I think I'm going to run off maybe 15 or so, but the air conditioning unit is a product that was created by Frederick Jones in 1949, which I was kind of surprised about because it was 1949, and I was thinking that maybe that could have happened a little bit earlier than that. But
no, it's 1940 something. That makes sense.
But at the same time, and I'm thinking this is like the window units, like potentially people can put in. Okay, the almanac.
Okay.
That was created by Benjamin Benneker, and that was in 1791. He created the almanac. We have the auto cutoff switch. You got to think of how many things have an auto cutoff switch now because of the fact for safety reasons and things like that. And that was created by Granville Woods in 1839. The auto fishing device. So I think that is like how you could put the pole out and have it pull itself slowly back in.
Oh, yeah.
And then it looks like something is in the water for the fish to actually grab onto. But that was from George Cook, and that was 1899. The baby buggy, which I'm taking it as being more like a baby stroller. How they started out calling them a buggy. Yeah. And that was William Richardson in 1889. A biscuit cutter, which, who doesn't love a good buttery biscuit? Which I'm not the hugest fan of biscuits, but I'll eat it with some jelly. So, but that was Alexander Ashburn in 1875. Blood plasma bag. So the bag that holds the blood plasma. And that was Charles Drew in 1945. We have the chamber commode, which was Thomas Elkins in 1897. So having a commode in your chamber.
Yep, I had that one on my list.
Oh,
yep.
Okay. The clothes dryer by George Sampson.
I had that one on my list.
In 1971, which is amazing. Just think of until 1971, I guess people were just still hanging out their clothes and all of that.
I feel like in 1990. We were still hanging out clothes.
Oh yeah, we were hanging out clothes for a long time in the country, of course. The curtain rod by Samuel. I don't know if I'm going to say this right. Scroton, maybe 1892, and the curtain rod support, which interestingly enough wasn't Samuel, that was William Grant in 1896. So I guess he saw a need and solved it because he said, "Oh, well, we got the curtain rod, but we really don't have a good support for that, so I'll create one 4 years later." The doorknob, Osborne Dorsey in 1878, and the door stop. He did both of those in 1878, Osborne Dorsey. And then the egg beater, which was Willie Johnson, 1884. And an elevator, Alexander Miles in 1867.
Well, wait, no. I thought, I do have the automatic elevator, but I thought he did the automatic elevator doors.
This just says elevator on my list, it
could be wrong. I got
the whole thing though.
I got my information from a TikToker, so.
Oh well, there's that. All right. So, and the eye protector, Powell Johnson. That's the last one for me. So any of the other ones that you have, that will be great. But that one was 1880. So just some Black history facts in regards to different products that were invented by people who, were previously enslaved, or at least their family.
And then also, like, when we were talking about this the other night for Galentine's Day.
Yep, we did Galentine's Day.
When we were talking about this, it was also like the Black people had to invent these things because they were out there doing this stuff. They were like, they were the elevator. So if it was the elevator, they were probably the ones like cranking and doing all this other stuff. The elevator doors, I gotta keep doing it. Man, I'm sure there's a way I could do this. Like the cotton gin. Oh, I'm sure there's a way that there's a machine that can come and do this, and then that way I don't have to like break my back to do it.
Right, exactly.
Like, the baby buggy that you said.
Yeah.
Baby buggy. I don't want to hold this fat baby all day.
Who said the baby was fat?
No, I'm just saying. That's probably what happened. My arm is hurting. This baby is chunky.
I need to have a way to carry this baby around.
Like stuff like that. So that's what it was.
Well, why don't we go ahead and move to your
Okay, well, yeah. Well, all right. Well, so mine's is... So I got mine from a TikToker. She has like 320,000 followers. Oh my goodness. Like she's... her name is @honestly Vicky, and she goes into Black history on her page. Oh. But with hers, she just does a lot of awareness. So she goes, like, she did like a part 1. Well, she just like, it says like, things that Black people invented that white people try to like take it in for. So I'm not gonna go over I'll just do the list of things. Yeah. Let's just do the list. I don't like, we don't have to do their names. Yeah. Okay. Potato chips.
Okay.
A golf tee. Pacemaker controls.
I knew the pacemaker. Yeah.
Ice cream. I didn't know, who would have thunk it? Refrigerated trucks, like, you see the PFG trucks and everything, stuff like that. Home security systems.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. The fold away bed. So is that, that's the like the sleeper sofa basically. Yep. Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying?
I actually had some of these on my list because I was going to go through some of these different weeks. So I'll have to compare lists to make
George Washington Carver just could not stop inventing.
He was inventing everything.
How do you invent peanut butter?
Hey,
that's awesome.
Everybody needs peanut butter in their
peanut butter, soaps for your your private parts. It's like stains, paints, lotions. Like he created a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah. And then you got gas masks. You got the 3 light traffic light. You got the toilets that you already said. A guitar, lawnmower, paper. The game of chess. Chess. The rotary engine, disposable syringes, horseshoes, the printing press, pressure cookers, fire extinguishers, cell phones, roller coasters, telephone transmitters, electric railway systems, locks and fountain pens, and even like guided missiles.
Yep.
All the way down to like ranch dressing.
Everything.
And now we have the COVID vaccine. From Moderna, who was invented by a young Black woman.
Yeah. I've seen that on a television show. So, yeah.
Which is so crazy how people, like, make it seem like Black people are less than and they know nothing. But it's like, look at all the inventions that there are Black people out here who have, like...
created so many different things.
And you think about, like, how would music be if we did not have guitars?
Right. Exactly.
Like, how would music be? Would music even really be like a thing? Would it just be like acapella and like,
like just acapella?
Yeah, like acapella.
I mean, and
everybody's piano. Going around pitch perfecting.
Maybe piano.
Yeah, and piano, stuff like that. So, like we're going into war, but no, we ain't got no gas mask, so everybody can just gas us and we die. Things like that. I just think that it's amazing. But shout out to @honestlyvic for that information that she's putting out on her social media.
And making the awareness.
And making people aware. And, all her 320,000 plus followers are going to see this stuff and be like, yo, this is awesome. This is dope.
Yep. And it's a lot to learn. I still have, even from your list and my list that we've already just gone over, I probably still have another 20 things that I can share next week.
Yeah.
So
but I
we'll
mean, it's just like, I was
more
just
next week and maybe even the week after, because there's a lot.
It's a whole lot of stuff that Black people have created, and
it's a lot of contributions that don't always go acknowledged.
Yeah.
And, you would like to have it where
Did you know that
this was taught in school?
Colonel Sanders' recipe, he stole that.
Did not know that.
I found that out. Wow. He took that. All the herbs and spices. Was 11 herbs and spices. He took
11,
that.
12, I don't know.
But then you got to think about it. If Colonel Sanders, if he's like this big plantation owner, he ain't cooking. He ain't cooking for himself.
He might not have been.
He got Natty or whatever her name was. I think it was Nettie or something like that in the kitchen. He just, this chicken is good. I'm just gonna put this and make a restaurant.
How did you make this?
And
take it and open up hundreds of thousands of restaurants all over the world.
And I think
KFC
I think he gave her like $2,500
for taking the recipe.
Yeah, wow. And then he had billions even.
Yeah.
God. That's horrible.
I know, because I was just saying, the recipe is everywhere, because I was in, you can literally go anywhere, like Dubai, and they have a KFC.
Yeah.
Like Egypt, KFC. Everywhere.
I'm still trying to figure out how KFC is still open, first of all, because I really don't see people at KFC.
I don't either. That's a good point.
Like KFC, we were talking about, Long John Silver's is another place.
Yeah.
So, how are they still open?
And did they truly have to? Because I thought that I heard the story, and I don't know if this is true, but they had to change the name to KFC because it really isn't. They
Kentucky
can't really classify
Fried
it
Chicken.
as chicken. Yeah,
it's like it couldn't be. I don't know if it was like it couldn't be classified as chicken or it was. I can't remember.
Something about why they.
Yeah, but that happened in like the '90s, right?
No,
in 2000s.
That long ago. Yeah, I
thought it was. I feel like it was. Maybe.
We'll have to Google it and come back.
Yeah, have to Google it and see when KFC became KFC and not Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's all I have for that. But so what else you got, sis?
So I have for my second topic the TV show The Chi. On Showtime. It started in 2017, and it's based in Chicago on the South Side, and it follows the story of various families and different family dynamics. And initially I was like, I don't know if I'm really going to watch this show, because I don't like watching stereotypical shows. Like, okay, it's just going to show drugs and guns and murder and whatever. And, and you actually and some other folks kind of said, no, it's so much more. It's got more layers. It's so much deeper than just that type of show. And so I was like, all right, I'll check it out. And I really fell in love with the show. I've watched all the seasons. They've had 4 seasons so far. It's great. It is kind of starting off with the story of, I guess it goes in multiple directions, but it starts off with a little young man named Cookie. And he is, in his teens, and he's, just riding his bike, going by a store, checking out stuff, trying to haggle with the store owner, and they're laughing and joking and things like that. So you can tell he's kind of a good kid, just going about his day. Yeah. And then that night he hears an altercation. He's out because there's a dog in the neighborhood that somebody's not really feeding properly. So therefore he always goes, takes the dog some food, talks to the dog, just hanging out, looking out for the dog. He hears altercation going on in the house, and he's like, they're still not taking care of you, and they're fighting more, whatever. So as he's talking to the dog, he hears tires squealing and altercation and different things happening. And so he goes around the corner to kind of see what's going on, and he stumbles upon a dead body. So he's just like, oh my God, there's a body here. And he's just like looking at it, kind of dumbfounded. And then he makes a bad decision. He steals the guy's necklace. He steals the guy's sneakers. The cops, you can hear them coming. Somebody whistles at him like, yo, dude, get out of here. Like, you're not supposed to be at this body when the cops come. And he leaves. Well, he leaves, and the cops do end up finding him and arresting him because he's leaving on a bicycle. Of course, they have cop cars. So they arrest him and think he might have something to do with the murder, which he didn't. He just... wrong place, wrong time, and a bad decision, basically, in regards to stealing things off of the guy. Come to find out later, he's somebody who sells sneakers to different people. So he's like a kid who has like the best sneakers in town, and people buy them from him and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, so it's kind of his story that then goes to his brother, So his brother is Brandon, and Brandon is Jason Mitchell. He actually played Eazy-E in Straight Outta Compton. So his brother is working as a sous chef in a restaurant, and he's kind of on the straight and narrow. He is having a dream of opening up his own restaurant someday with his girlfriend, and he's wanting to kind of move from being like this back chopper preparer kind of guy to wanting to be like the front lines. Like, okay, you tell me what you need me to cook. I'm the one that's cooking for you, chef. Like, just let me know what I need to do, chef. Like that kind of thing.
They tell me the sous chef.
Yep. Yeah. So he's a prep. That's right. He's a prep now, and he wants to become a sous chef on the front line. So that's a little bit about his story, and we'll talk more about him in a moment. Then you kind of cut to Keisha and her little brother Kevin. They're heading to school. You know, they're joking on each other. He's telling her that he's going to tell mom that she's trying to skip school to go see some boy, but yet he's still trying to borrow her phone to give a girl a phone call and all that kind of stuff. So it's cute little, banter and dynamics.
Little brother and sister thing,
between the brother and sister. And so Kevin goes to school, meets his friends. One's Jake. Mm-hmm. He's a little bit more of a rough around the edges kind of kid, like he's more street,
he was the way he was raised. He's a product
of his environment and how he was raised, correct. And the other kid, who is my personal all-time favorite character on this show, don't say it.
That's my boy though.
Don't say his name. But anyway, he is like my personal favorite character, and it might even be character on TV. Papa is the man. Papa is hilarious. So he's a little boy who's a preacher's son who will spit out so many Bible verses and so much religion. He can curse too, but he also is like,
he's a grown man in a little kid's body.
And he just puts so much wisdom out there, and he is the best. So I love me some Papa. So anyway, and so you follow them like just in school, talking about girls, whatever. And a lot of the future seasons do really focus on the kids just as much as they focus on any adult stories, if not more on some episodes. So I like that aspect of it as well. But so then you cut to Ronnie. So Ronnie is a drunk guy trying to stop drinking, and he finds out that the young man that he has been helping to raise previously, before he kind of started down this spiral of drinking and breaking up with the guy's mom. But basically, the young boy is the boy who got shot and is in the street, Jason. So he finds that out. The cops come. And the cop actually does Ronnie a favor by acting like he's trying to bring him in for something that Ronnie did. And so he pushes him up against the car and all of that. Because the cop knows, look, I can't just say, hey, hop in my car, let's go. Talk about something.
Now he's an informant.
Right, exactly.
Now you're an informant. Now you're going to kill him.
Exactly. So therefore he throws him up against the car, and he's acting like he's going to put cuffs on him and stuff, and he just basically says, look, I got to talk to you about Jason, and whispers it in his ear, and then Ronnie looks at him like, all right, I'm getting in the car. I'll get in. So that's when the cop tells him, look, I know this boy that you raised like your son, Jason. He got killed last night. Yada, yada, yada. We got somebody under arrest, blah, blah, blah. So he's like, I want you to come with his mom, identify the body, that kind of thing. So that part takes place, and that follows the journey of Ronnie. And then we cut back to Brandon, who he's now coming home, has no idea of what all is going on, but now his mom, who is a drunk kind of as well, but or has at least been drinking in this time, is basically telling him, look, your brother's in jail. He's down at the police station. They think he's involved with something, and of course, Brandon's like, "Whoa, wait, he's never involved."
Yeah, because what's his name? Brandon ends up having to be the man in the house.
Right, exactly. Yeah, because I don't even think allude to anything
to Brandon's father. Yeah. So they go into that, and it's kind of like a baby boy situation. I noticed, where it's when he gets to the mother dating somebody, and he's just like, hey man, you know who you think he was? And he's like, boy, this is my house.
Right.
You know
he's the grown.
Yeah, go ahead and cry for your mama. Cry for your mama. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And so basically, they then head to the police station. All of that. And then we have another character. And it's funny because at the very end of the episode, and at least of me even explain this, because this is all the first episode. I'm just going to explain how all these stories, they look like they're individual stories about different people in Chicago, but they're all going to tie together before the end of this episode. And that's what's so intriguing. So anyway, we cut to this guy, Emmett. So Emmett, excuse me, he is actually just a player. He's just a player kind of guy. And funny enough, who is he with in this particular scene? Keisha.
Mm-hmm.
He's
a little
with
boy,
the little boy. So the
yeah.
girl was skipping school to go be with her boyfriend / Emmett.
Mm-hmm.
So then, and it's kind of a, the show has different elements of intimacy and things of that nature. So for them being young, it's kind of weird to see younger people, in that kind of way. However, one of the funniest scenes of the first episode is Emma's like, my mama's coming home. You gotta get under the bed.
Yeah.
So she gets under the bed, and then his mom comes in and is like, boy, I told you to don't close no doors in this house and keep these little girls out of here and yada, yada, yada. And so she comes into the room, and then she's like, okay, young girl, young lady. Yeah. And the girl doesn't say a thing. She's like, young lady. And she's like, what's your name? And the girl's like, Keisha. And she's like, Keisha, you like bacon? And she's like, yeah. You want to stay for breakfast? Yeah. And Emmett's looking the whole time like, oh my God, like, why don't you be quiet? Why did you even answer her,
Yeah.
And so basically, the mom's like, well, all they had was sausage at the stove, so come on out. Go ahead and eat, so come on and eat. So it was really cute, like, banter and stuff like that, because she know her son. Yeah. And he has baby mama drama. He already, as a teenager, has 3 kids.
Yeah, 3 kids, yeah.
So it's just, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
so
he's a product of his environment, too, because his father's a player.
Yep. Oh my gosh. Yeah, his father comes in future seasons and episodes and stuff, and his father is a player with the phone thing in his ear 24/7.
Yeah, he is a Bluetooth dad. Dudes that still think that the young player walking around with the Bluetooth in their ear, always on the phone, talking to like they're like you.
Are they talking? Or are they?
No, I'm sure they're talking, but I mean, I feel like in order for them to feel important, they have to like. All right, I'm about to go to this spot. Let me call this person real quick so then I can have a conversation with them, and then they can see me as I'm being important while I'm pulling up to this spot.
Oh my God.
The person on the phone is going to think, oh, like you was out with your people, but you decided to call me. And then,
it's just ridiculous.
And then the people is like, well, I mean, you over here, but you important. Like, which business you got going on? What girl you got on the phone? So it's like he has to be that person.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous, but it's funny.
Yeah.
So yes,
everybody knows somebody like that.
Yeah, everybody knows somebody like that for sure. And so how everything starts to kind of come together, you see Coogie. He ends up getting released to his mom and his brother Brandon. And so, all of these people, as I've mentioned, are the main characters that you see throughout the season. But you see how they all have lives that are intertwined, as I mentioned earlier. So Coogie, actually, as he gets out, you realize, wait, he knows Emmett. Mm-hmm. He sold Emmett a pair of sneakers. Yeah. So now he knows Emmett. You know that Emmett is actually somebody who's been with Keisha.
Yeah.
And Keisha's brother is Kevin, who is friends with Jake, who come to find out when Ronnie is looking for information on who killed his basically stepson, and took his chain and took his sneakers. Yeah. Reggie is like, one of the dudes on the block said that he saw somebody and whistled at him and told him to leave, and it's the guy.
So Ronnie ends up
talking to Reggie,
who is the brother of Jake.
Who's
Kevin's friend. It's like the Kevin Bacon thing.
Yeah, 6 degrees of all these people. And so basically, so then you know that, okay, so Ronnie finds out from Reggie that they said, oh, it's this dude and this is what he looks like and this is where he hangs out. So then what does Reggie do? Reggie then goes to the spot where he knows the person who he thinks killed his son is at, and lo and behold, who shows up? Coogie eventually shows up, and he thinks that Coogie killed Jason. So then what ends up happening is I'll just say it because it happened in the show, very first episode, he kills Coogie.
Yeah.
So
that's two young black men dead.
2 kids are dead, and he was like arguing with him, and then got so frustrated that I guess he shot him because he's like, "What are you doing with his chain? That's his chain." And at first the boy was like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And then he was like, "Okay, yes, here, take it, the chain." He's like, "No, why did you kill my son?" He's like, "I didn't do it," and I guess he just didn't believe him. But then who's seeing all this happen? Kevin.
Yeah.
Kevin is standing there watching, along with his friends, but his friends were he told them to hide. He was looking around the corner, and when Ronnie takes off running to get away, he sees Kevin standing there, holds a gun at him, and Kevin is just like, like he can't even talk because he's scared to death. Yeah. And then Ronnie just runs off and leaves, Kevin there, but now Kevin knows, hey, he's seen
Yeah,
me,
that's so much. Yeah.
you know, and so he's stressed out.
Yeah,
and
because
so,
that's really like life.
yeah,
That's
exactly.
real life for people. You know what I'm saying? Like the you see somebody and it's all tied into, oh, now I know this person knows this person, and now it's just like, I'm scared for my life now because I know this. Like, I saw this dude shoot this other person.
And you know he shot a kid. And
yeah, he shot a kid.
So you know.
So I know he gonna
again.
shoot me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And this is a good kid that's in the neighborhood. Like, this is a kid who like is like a good kid at school. You know what I'm saying? Like the kid Jason who died. He was a basketball star,
he was a
good
athlete,
kid.
and he was a good kid.
Yeah.
And he just, because they were like, what was he doing up in that part of town?
Yeah,
he doesn't go hang out there. And they said, oh, he went to a party.
Yeah.
And they don't know what happened, and I don't even think through all the seasons we never found out why he ended up getting shot. And so
but it might have been like the baby mama thing or something like that.
I don't think that I don't know. Maybe, but I just don't know.
They don't ever really talk about her, really,
right? What they talk through. So what ends up happening is that the brother Brandon, who's Coogie's brother, he ends up going to the spot of where his brother died to pick up his bicycle, because his bicycle was still there chained up on the sign.
Yeah, Brandon's Coogie's brother.
Yeah, Brandon, Coogie's brother, goes to pick up the bike, and who does he run into but Emmett, who's there just at the store to go buy some stuff, and he's like, oh man, you know, interestingly enough, my sister's brother saw it happen. Kevin.
My girl's brother.
I mean, my girlfriend's brother. Sorry, yeah, you're right. I'm getting myself all confused with all these underlying connections. But basically, my girlfriend, one of my girls' brother actually saw it happen. And he's around the corner, you know, so he basically told Brandon where to go. So Brandon gets with Kevin, has Kevin show him who the person is, because the boy was Kevin's scared. So Kevin's like, look, I'm not going to point him out to you and have him see me do that. But what I'll do is at least show you where he hangs out. And before he could basically get that sentence out, lo and behold, he saw Ronnie. And he was like, the dude in the hat is the one, Brandon, who did this. And so now the episode ends with Brandon realizing who shot his brother. And now what's Brandon going to do with that information?
Because Brandon's trying to be on the up and up. He's trying to be on the stair net.
He just wants to be a sous chef.
Yeah,
to be his own restaurant owner. So is he going to take what path?
Yeah, and he's trying to do that to make sure he takes care of himself, his mother, and his little brother. And now his little brother's gone.
Yep,
so now
and
it's
his
like,
girl.
And his girl, but it's like, what is he gonna do now?
Yeah, exactly. And so that's the beginning of The Chi. Like I said, that's the first episode, but it gives you all the key players, how their stories entwine. And also, you know, just because you see somebody in the first episode doesn't mean they're going to be there for all 4 seasons. Characters come, characters go, even some main characters, because there was some drama that even happened outside of the show that made some people end up getting cut from the cast. And so it's insane. But basically it really touches on a variety of topics. It has twists, it has turns. It's about friendship, family, fighting for what you believe in. It's about love. It's about, you know, redemption. It's just so many different things that the story is about. And even season 3 involves a kidnapping, and it was kind of an intense season of her just being kidnapped and what all was going on, and you know, will they even find her, and that whole storyline. So it's just an amazing show and cast of characters. So if you've never watched The Chi, I would highly recommend it as being a show.
This is a great idea for Lena Waithe to put this together.
Lena Waithe is the creator of the show. In the first season, Common as an actor was in there.
Yeah, it's a lot of people, and it's like people from Chicago too. So I mean, like these people are actually from Chicago. So I mean, it's pretty awesome how it's all like portrayed.
Yeah.
And but then it's also sad at the same time, because this is actually what's happening to the people.
Exactly. Yeah, and there are good people. You know, sometimes you just hear, the murders and this and that's going on in Chicago, but it's all people's lives.
Yeah, and they're up to 4 seasons of this.
Yeah,
so,
4 seasons.
5th season's supposed to be coming out either this year or next year or something like that.
Yep, exactly. So it's really good. And like I said, later seasons even get more into the kids, because, you know, like they're now in their teen years. What's going on with them? What kind of lives are they leading and paths that they're going down? You know, dating, or, you know, just different things. So it's really good in parents, and there's different relationships and people getting married and couples and, you know, like just dynamics of different things. Like it's a lot that's woven into the
it's
show.
a whole
and
lot. Yeah,
it's really good.
but yeah,
so.
it definitely keeps you wanting more.
Right.
Definitely keeps you wanting more. You definitely, it's a very bingeable show.
Yeah, definitely.
Very bingeable show.
So that is my number 2.
All right, word.
The Shy on Showtime.
The Shy, Showtime.
Yeah.
All right, look, I just want to go back to the KFC thing.
Yeah.
I Googled it while you were talking.
Oh, yeah, KFC.
All right, so they changed their name from Kentucky Fried Chicken to KFC to shy away from the word fried.
Oh, fried, not the chicken.
Yeah, for potential health conscious patrons. So, and that happened in like 91, 92.
Oh,
it's kind of like,
part.
yeah,
I didn't think it was the 90s for some reason.
Yeah, I remember
later.
it being the 90s. And it's kind of like how McDonald's took away the supersized.
Yeah, they won't call it supersized because then...
Because I tell you, they used to do a bucket of fries thing, and I loved getting a bucket of fries. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, just a heart attack and...
a bit in a soup. It was a supersized McDonald's cup that they just shoved a whole bunch of fries in and gave it to you. A bucket of fries with 3 of the quarter cheeseburgers. Come on,
oh my
that's when they used to do the quarter
just...
cheeseburgers. You remember that?
I do. Yeah. So what do they call everything that's large now? Is it just large?
It's just large.
Okay,
yeah.
so they don't.
But then they took the supersized cup and made it large.
Right, because this cups. If I get a large sweet tea, that thing is.
It's huge. Yeah, it's hard. Like if you have a cup holder that's under in your car, in your stereo and everything, it's right there. Your gear shift. You can't put that McDonald's cup.
You can't put it there because you can't.
You can't do nothing.
You can't drive your car.
Yeah. You can't you can't change gears. And then also you're gonna be pushing buttons for either the temperature controls or the radios.
How in the world did the air conditioning come on?
Yeah, what just happened? It's you put your cup down and you touch the button.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. So
all right, so I'm gonna get into my number 2.
Okay.
And I'm gonna talk about Encanto.
Yeah. I still haven't watched it, but I love
it's so good. It's so good. Yeah. Encanto is on Disney Plus. Everybody has been talking about this cartoon. It is deep.
Everybody loves it.
It's deep. It's a family movie, but it's deep, and it's the kids are gonna like it just because it's bright colors, and there's songs and stuff in it, as Disney movies do. Mm-hmm. It is a mix of Spanish and English together, so that's what I do love about that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's definitely a plus. And they have they're bringing in a lot of Spanish speaking actors and actresses into for where people Americans like us will be able to now see them, hear their voice or see them in different stuff and be like, oh, that's the voice from this, and then such, okay, now I know them, and then these are actors and actresses that have gone far. So
okay,
Stephanie Beatrice. She was in The Heights, but she plays the main character, Maribel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she was in The Heights. She has a lot of stuff under her belt, but the main thing that people would know her from is The Heights. You got John Leguizamo. I love him. Chi-Chi from Tu Wong Fu.
Tu Wong Fu. Thanks for
everything. Julie Newmar. Yeah, that's the thing. You got Wilmer Balderrama. I had so hard to get
his name out. Yeah, is he the one from that 70s show? Is that
yes, he is from that 70s show. Yeah,
I was thinking.
I'm sorry. In my mind, I'm thinking of Kelby.
Oh.
That was the whole inside joke. Sorry, shout out to Kelby. But he's from that 70s show. He plays Fez on that 70s show, and he does a voice in this as well.
And he talks with a lisp on his show.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the great cast, and I love the movie. I've already watched it 3 times.
Really?
It's a good movie.
Okay.
It's a really good movie. All right, so it's a great family movie. It tells the story of a family, the Family Madrigal. It's a little song called The Family Madrigal. So, sorry. But yeah, it talks about them, and each one of the family members has powers. And the house even comes alive, and stuff happens at the house, which is awesome. And I'll get into the house thing. Well, let me go ahead and step into that now. So Maribel is the only one of the family members that does not have powers.
Okay.
But also, when you watch the movie, and there were some guys who had actually mentioned this. If you watch the movie, like I think it was TikTokers or YouTubers that actually mentioned this. And if you watch the house does stuff for Maribel. Not really too much for the other family members. Like Maribel is like helping her mother unload groceries, and then the tiles on the kitchen counter flip the stuff away, and it's like, so she's putting the groceries away, but the house is actually putting the groceries away. But she's unloading it, and then like other people do stuff, and like they just have to do it themselves. It's kind of weird. Like so I see that the house is like basically taking care of her. Yeah, which I think is pretty cool. But then there's kind of like a theory about the house being like the deceased grandfather's spirit in the house, and taking care of her because she does not have powers. The grandmother also does not have powers. And it's a whole story into that, but the grandmother also doesn't have powers. So for the house to be the spirit of the grandfather, it's like, I love you because you remind me so much of your grandmother, and y'all don't get along because y'all are so much alike. Got it. Yes, but the grandmother looks down on her because she does not have powers.
Even though the grandmother doesn't have powers.
Yeah, exactly. But all her children and her grandchildren have powers.
So she finds them with more favor because they're special.
You know why they're special? Because they do anything and everything in the town. So there is one aunt called Peppa. Peppa controls the weather. When Peppa is down and out, Peppa has a little cloud over her head, right? Oh. What happens? The grandmother's like, Peppa, fix your head. You got a cloud over your head. She's like, okay, Mom, I know. And then she has to like, boom, snap out of it and have like a sunshine and everything. But how much trauma is that for Peppa?
I know. That's like,
you can't even be in your own feelings. Yeah. There's another sister, Louisa. This is the granddaughter, Maribel's sister, Louisa. She is strong. So what happens? Like the grandmother's like, Louisa, you got to move the bridge to over here. Grab all those donkeys and bring them back over here. And she's like, yeah, I'm on it, Grandma. So the whole time you're watching the movie, Louisa's just running around doing different stuff. That's heavy stuff that nobody else can do for the grandmother. So then everybody praises the abuela, yeah. And then you have Maribel's mother, who can she can feed you and heal you at the same time. So like Maribel's father, very accident prone, clumsiest man. He gets stung by a bee, his whole face and everything completely swollen, face, hands, mouth, everything. And it's like that they're the perfect couple because he would probably not be living another if it was not for his wife. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Then they wouldn't have any kids. Yeah, they wouldn't have these kids. Yeah. There is another uncle that they never talk about because you don't talk about Bruno. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and then Bruno is.
Do you know why we don't talk about Bruno? I mean, did they?
Yeah, it's a whole song about it. I mean, I've
seen the song on TikTok.
Oh yeah. But yeah, and I love the song. Sometimes when I'm delivering, I'll be like in the truck singing it, and then I open the door and it's like a customer standing there. I'm like, hey, sorry, yeah, thank you, singing about Bruno, my bad, and not Mars. But yeah, Bruno can see the future, but the thing is that Bruno sees the bad future and the good future. So when he tells people about the bad future, now Bruno's the bad guy.
Because nobody wants to hear about the bad.
No. Everybody just wants to hear about the good. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, it's kind of like, that's why nobody liked Bruno. Right. Was because,
keeps it real.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, Bruno sees the future. Okay, let me ask you this question, Bruno. And he just like, okay, what's the question? And then he gives you the answer, and then it's like, oh, well,
didn't want to hear that.
I didn't want to hear that. You're making this up, blah, 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 blah. You know, like Bruno's the bad guy because he can tell you what's happening. If you don't want to know, don't ask Bruno.
Don't ask him.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I mean, like, everybody has powers. It's really awesome. There's like one of her cousins can hear really well. She can hear everything. And in the song We Don't Talk About Bruno, she said, I can even hear him like now. And it's still like so weird because it's like she can hear him. So it's like, okay, so is Bruno still around? Is that why you say you can hear him now? Or is it like that you can, it's just part of the song that you feel like you can hear him now, or is he miles away and that's why you can hear him now, because you can hear stuff up to a few miles away, which is kind of crazy. And then she has a sister who is the most beautiful, like she is like God's gift to the world, and with her she controls like growing stuff, so she puts flowers and harvests and stuff like that, like the whole city, like the whole little country that they have. So that sister. So now you have all these people in the family, that have these superpowers, but she's the only one that does not.
Right.
And why? Why is that? Why is that? There's a little theory about that, too. But definitely, like, I say, but see, the theories that I've seen online are really good. Like, you want to, like, Google the theories and be like, that could be it. And that makes total sense.
Right.
Your hypothesis is correct. That's how I feel like. But yeah, definitely go check it out. Like I said, I love the movie. The way that it all plays out is great. It can be triggering when you talk about like the expectations of family members on other people and stuff like that. But it is a good movie, and in the end, as Disney movies do, it's good. Why do all Disney movies start with like a death? Somebody gotta die.
Somebody always is dead or has to die.
Is it because so they can do the happily ever after? Is it for that?
Yes, but
it's like even though things are bad,
you have to have something.
There's always a silver lining. Yeah. Even
something good to come out on the other side. But I don't know why that is. I mean, it's everything. Like going all the way back to like Cinderella,
Bambi.
Exactly.
Yeah, like wow.
I mean, even movies like The Lion King and just different kinds of movies in general.
Is there a Disney movie where somebody didn't die?
That will be something to research, but I'm not 100%.
I don't think so.
Maybe. What about the one, The Princess and the Frog? Did somebody die in that one? You'll have to look into it.
I can't remember the beginning of The Princess and the Frog. And almost there. Almost there.
Yeah, but anyhow,
but that was
I feel like most of them
all Disney movies. The whole movie Pocahontas, okay? The entire movie is just death. Or maybe it's just the history of it. Well, no, I mean, Pocahontas being taken away.
But I'm just saying, the death, I didn't think of, like, because I feel like most of the time it's like a parent death.
Maybe.
Where that's where I'm feeling like for some of these, like, because I mean, with Snow White, it was kind of her, not death, but like just comatose,
Yeah,
and things like that. So,
wait,
Snow White, Sleeping Beauty. Sorry, I'm getting my things confused.
Yeah, you're talking about Aurora now.
The seven. I guess now we say little people.
Yeah.
So anyway, and I think I heard that they're remaking Snow White or something.
I would watch that.
Peter Dinklage is really upset about it and feels like
why
shouldn't happen because of the Seven Dwarfs piece of it all or something.
It's a cartoon movie. Like, I'm sorry, people my age, I want to see like the real life Seven Dwarfs. But then but see, I feel like that should open up the door for the actors.
To be able to get jobs and be, actors on a set, and things of that nature.
Yeah, I feel like that would open that up.
It's not him just wanting to be the end all be all. Like, well, I'm the only one y'all know of, so therefore, as an actor, I mean, I do see it as a way to open up the door to make more actors. So I don't know enough about the story of why he's upset about it.
Yeah, okay. We'll have to research that.
And when you look at the big picture of it, I get it. Okay, it makes sense. But at the same time, it's like, and everything that was written back in the day, those things, everything doesn't kind of play right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
In today's
heck no, absolutely not.
But at the same time, if you're making a movie and you can give people an opportunity, then why not?
Yeah, why not do it? Yeah,
people be able to get those opportunities. Whether, and I don't know if it's live action for the movie they're talking about making, or if it is even another cartoon movie, but even there, it's like have little people be the ones to do the voices. Like, why wouldn't we?
Exactly. That's what I would think. But I mean, maybe I don't know.
But yeah,
Or maybe
I'll
they've
have to
already
look into
cast
it.
everyone, and maybe the
didn't
dwarves,
cast
the
him.
7 dwarves. Well, it could be that maybe the 7 dwarves that they have casted, the people as the 7 dwarves they have
Yeah.
casted, none of them are little people.
Now that would
And
be
they are
a
doing it
huge
like the
issue.
Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit, where they had everybody, when they had
Look
all
like
those
they
actors
were.
and they looked like they were.
Yeah, so
That could be an issue.
would be
I
an
would be
issue.
upset about that
Yeah,
if that
would
was a thing.
absolutely be an issue. So more research was going to need
Yeah.
to come on that.
We'll have
one.
to check that
yeah,
out.
But anyway.
Yeah. But no, everybody check out Encanto on Disney Plus.
Okay, thank you. So my last show that I want to talk about is actually Blackish.
Hey.
So it's in its last season.
Aw.
It started in 2014.
We need like sound buttons where we can do like
right?
clapping and then like, oh.
But yeah, so it started in 2014. I think it's in its 8th and final season, if I'm not mistaken. Excuse me. It's on ABC, and it's really following an upper class African American family. Andre, he goes by Dre Johnson, is played by Anthony Anderson. He's the father.
Yeah.
He is like a vice president of urban marketing and all of that.
Yeah, for
his
some company, yeah.
And it's so interesting to see the dynamics of when he's in the office and how totally inappropriate his coworkers are.
Oh, yeah. Played by Dion Cole.
Well, Dion Cole, but also the other
Oh,
actors who are in the office.
You're talking about the Caucasian actors.
They are just so...
Like, yeah, they just don't understand. Yeah,
Like,
they're
how
sleep.
you say it?
Let's
They're
just say sleep.
Just
They sleep.
sleep. But they just say the most inappropriate things, but for a comedy, it's in the funniest
Yeah, it's like, what did
way.
you
It's
just
like,
say to me?
really?
Yeah.
And they're just like, you know what you people do in
Yeah.
regards to that. And he's like, what
So
do
we
you
mean
like
you people, yeah.
And then he'll be like, well, I mean, maybe I should have said it a different way. But it's like all these little nuances that they throw out there.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, even when he got, the job of VP of Urban, and he was like, why do they have to be urban? Like, is it just because I'm black that I got to
Yeah,
And
exactly.
Pretty much like, yeah. Like, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Like, that's just what should be happening. So anyway, that's his kind of role. And then Tracy Ellis Ross plays his wife, who's Rainbow Johnson. She comes from a very hippie family. Her mom and dad, she's biracial. And she basically is like, everything's wonderful and great. And, we used to just travel inside our van and stay in communes.
Yeah, exactly,
And, all of that was kind of her lifestyle. And she is an anesthesiologist. I think it's anesthesiologist.
Yeah, she's an anesthesiologist.
Right?
Yeah,
in her work, so to speak. So she's always in the doctor's office, always with her scrubs on. So they're a well-to-do family, and they have 4 kids. Sorry, I'm going to say it wrong because I forgot the twins. So the twins is funny because they're Jack and Diane, which always reminds me of the song.
But that's why she named them Jack and Diane. We do not own the rights to that song. Just putting that out. But no, that is why she named them Jack and Diane.
Right. So they're a trip. So the one son is very like, huh? What? What are you talking about? I'm really not sure. Like he's always like a little lost.
Yeah, he's a little
Just
special.
a little lost. And and it's not in a bad way. He's just like he doesn't.
He's
get it.
oblivious. He's oblivious to everything.
Oblivious to things. Whereas Diane gets everything.
Yeah, she's a grown woman.
She is a grown woman in a kid's body.
Yeah,
kind of like Papa.
Exactly. Yeah.
But she is like also someone that adults are very afraid of.
Yeah.
Like Dion Cole's character is like, she scares me. She terrifies me.
Yeah, like Hayden terrifies me. And Hayden is my niece. Shout out to Hayden.
Shout out Hayden. but no. So there's something about Diane that she's just quick-witted.
And then you'll see her. Yeah.
And she loves everything horror.
I know. Yeah, and then you'll see her, and she'll be like walking around in the background with her arms crossed, just looking at people, and then like Dion Cole will be like, "That little girl scares me." Because
And they're just so opposite for being twins. Then you have Andre Johnson Jr., which is the son, the older son, and he's a teenager, just going through teenage things, trying to figure it all out. He's a little like naive, I guess, is
very
the
much so.
word to
Yeah.
use for him about different things that go on. And he's definitely a mama's boy. Like she.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's her baby. And you would think that the twins would be like, no. The twins are like, y'all take care of each other, but this is my baby.
Exactly. And then you have the oldest child, Zoe. So Zoe Johnson, she actually was on the first few seasons, but then she moved on to having her own show.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Called Grownish. And that show is really fun too. So I'll probably talk about that one day.
Yeah, one day. Yeah.
That show, and I'm totally up to date on that show as well. But yeah, so she is very like, fashionista, getting ready to go to college, like living her best life, and her father spoils her and pretty much gives her a lot of what she wants, even when she goes off to school, like he's
daddy's girl.
Definitely the daddy's girl for sure. And so, but basically the story just follows the journey.
Is this our family? Is this our family?
Why do you say that?
Because I feel like Stu's a mama's boy, you're the daddy's girl, and I'm just like, I'm the one that like everybody loves, but then they're just kind of like, something's wrong with that. I am the twins. I'm oblivious, but then I might be scaring people too at the same time. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think this is. I'm just kidding. But that's funny though. It's funny though.
But but basically, what ends up happening is it just goes through different stories. It talks about a lot of stereotypes and economic situations. And socioeconomic stuff, and I don't know, it just goes through a lot of things. They had one episode that really celebrated Juneteenth, which was really powerful. I really enjoyed that. And that was like a whole setup, like a totally different kind of vibe. They were singing and dancing and all that in that particular episode. But they do talk about real life things. And how people deal. And I have to, I would be remiss to not bring up that Jennifer Lewis is in it as the grandmother. Ruby.
The mother of Black Hollywood.
Yes, the mother of Black. Anything that you have ever seen as a show with a mother.
Jennifer Lewis.
It was Jennifer Lewis.
Jennifer Lewis.
Yes. So anyway, so she is on the show, and she is amazing. Brings a lot of comic relief because guess what? Andre is a mama's boy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And she will kill somebody.
Yeah, and then her and Rainbow don't get along.
Her and Rainbow don't get along because she's like, you took some of the love away from
me.
Oh,
what's this, green bean casserole? So we ain't good enough for no macaroni and cheese. Like that's their little
Rainbow
beef.
Can do absolutely nothing wrong, right, in Ruby's eyes. And then whenever Ruby gives her just an inkling of something that's positive, she's like, oh my God. Yeah. She's like, give me a hug. And then Jennifer Lewis just walks away while Rainbow's there with her arms stretched out, looking for a hug. I just need this.
I just need this. Yeah.
And then you also have
Larry
Fishburne or Lawrence.
He don't go by Larry no more.
Yeah, he's Lawrence. He has graduated to Lawrence, and so he actually is the father. So he's Andre's father. He is Jennifer Lewis's ex-husband.
Were they married or was his baby daddy?
I think. That's a good question.
Yeah, I don't remember if it was married or baby daddy.
I can't remember, but all I know is that their relationship ended in an explosive way because she blew up his butt.
Yeah. That's what,
Like she was just, and they even show reenactments.
She's she's walking away. Yeah, and she's doing like the waiting and exhale, walking away while the vehicle, like the things in the blowing up in the background. Yeah. So
that is it's just a funny show. A lot of different dynamics to it. It can have powerful, meaningful episodes. It has some episodes can make you like feel like you want to tear up and cry. And there's other episodes where it's just total foolery and funniness. Dion Cole, his character on there is hilarious. He's like a marketing person who works at the firm.
But is he ever there? Like I don't feel
he's there, but he walks out. I don't know how he even has the job there. And then by the way, he's a professor at the university as well. So
at the university that Zoe's going to. That's Zoe's going to. What the heck? Like,
so if you are an adult learning,
he's into so much. He's a mystical creature. He's a mystical creature. He is a unicorn.
Yeah, he's a trip. So he shows up on Grownish from time to time because he's the professor for the night classes there, and you see him. I think he even does a few day classes, and he even gets promoted to some other position on that show. But it's just a funny, lighthearted show for the most part. But if you do want to just see more of a And like some people say it's like today's version of the Cosby Show, which I know people have issues with Bill Cosby, but I'm just saying in regards to what a well-to-do black family is like.
Yeah, because the thing is that people don't think that well-to-do black families are like. So what, like the black excellence of it all. Mm-hmm. The thing is where even though that he is like up there in the company, he still got his J's. He still got, he still got to go and get like the new Jordans. Right, and like, he has to have like the freshest gear on and stuff like that. Yeah. But he's still a professional. Like, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. So it's that is what's the main thing that stands out with the whole show, because he's not trying to be that person that like he's not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's not trying to pretend to be somebody he's not. Exactly. He's still authentic to himself while also being someone who is a very professional person.
Exactly.
And he's like, look, I can straddle this line of being true to myself and also go into work and be able to be a boss.
Yeah, exactly. Right? And the stuff with the episodes that they go through, like, and they go through real life stuff. So it's like the whole thing with the Black Lives Matter movement. Yeah. They were trying to figure out how to tell Jack and Diane. It was like, they're going to hear about all of this and stuff like that. And the show was actually about them sitting down, having a family conversation about everything that's happening. So, like, they're like, families do that. You have to do that when you have children, and they don't understand what's happening when they see, all this. Why is like this building on fire? Why are these people protesting? Why is this man dead? Why did the cop do this and all this other stuff? Like, you have to give them that information because it's stuff that they need to know.
Yep.
Yeah. And yeah, that's really deep.
Yeah, so it is a really good show for anybody who hasn't seen it. I think it really gives you a mirror into what a typical black family looks like if you're not a black person.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
And if you are a black person, you're like, oh yeah, I know who in my family is that
Is that person? Yeah, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Like, you're just looking at your family, and even though she tried to say it was our family, it's not necessarily our family. But
elements of that.
That family in our family for sure. So Blackish, ABC, last season. If you want something to binge, it's a quick binge of 30-minute episodes, but it's a long binge because it's basically 8 seasons.
8 seasons,
so it gives you some time to get into something for a long period of time. So,
all right.
What's your last one?
My last one is Super Bowl Sunday.
It is Super Bowl Sunday. Dun, 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 dun.
And,
I don't know what the song is for Super Bowl Sunday as opposed to the regular.
Is there a song?
I don't know.
I feel like the Carrie Underwood singing. Are you ready for some football? You remember that? You remember that dude with the cowboy hat who used to sing that with Monday Night Football? I remember that. Gosh, wow. But no, I don't even care about the game. Okay. The halftime show though, yo.
It's Black History Month for real.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to tell you this. Look, when I was like, wait, so you trying to tell me on the stage gonna be Dr. Dre? Yep. Snoop Dogg. Absolutely. Eminem,
True that.
Kendrick Lamar, and Mary J. Blige.
Mary J. with her dance. You think she's gonna do it?
I can't wait. I cannot wait.
It's gonna be amazeballs. I'm hoping that it's not anything where like the audio doesn't sound good or but like they
yeah.
And what I understood is that in their practice sessions they have been blaring the wrong music. To distract people from thinking that they know what the list is. Because there are Vegas odds on everything with this performance in the halftime show. It's odds already on like how long do you think the national anthem is going to be set.
Who's singing the national anthem? You know?
I have no idea. I don't know anything. I just found
out 2 days
ago who was in the Super Bowl.
Every time that I hear about the national anthem, I always thinking about the TikTok that they had when they put it out. That what's his name? Queese or whatever. I don't know, but this is some new R&B singer who became popular by remaking songs that are already made. Okay. But it's just like his rendition of it. But it sounds really good though. Yeah. But that's what I think of every time.
No, so they said like how long is the national anthem gonna last? Because you have some people who are like, oh, say, and then you go, oh.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So that's why I said who's singing. See that because I can understand as long as it's not Fergie. As long as it's not Fergie.
Her Marilyn Monroe rendition of, of it is what's going to Okay, don't stop. Just stop. Anyway.
God, that was so bad.
To say they do have odds on what Snoop's first song going to be. Is he going to have any illegal substances on the stage? Like in all of these things, you can bet.
Is it going to be illegal? Or it depends on where you're at.
No. I'm just saying that I just didn't want to say what he was going to do on the stage, but I was just saying like, is he going to have any
Mary Jane?
Correct. Yeah,
Girls
on the stage. Is it like what? How many songs will Eminem perform? Who's going to perform first? Who's going to be the first, and who's going to be the headliner? Like those kind of things. You can do odds in Vegas.
I know that they better open up with Mary J. Blige.
Yeah, I don't know who they're going to open up
But
with.
I mean, yeah.
I just feel like of the whole group, for me personally, I don't know as many Kendrick Lamar songs as I know of everybody else. So I feel like he could be an opener because of the
and you
fact
know
that
what? I thought about this too.
I don't know. And why is Mary J. Blige there with all the West Coast people?
I thought about that, but then I think Mary J. got an album coming out, and I think she's an album coming out, but she might have something with maybe she has a song with Kendrick Lamar, maybe she has a song with Eminem, or maybe
she worked with Dre on the album or something.
Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg. But then maybe they just didn't want it to just be like East Coast, West Coast type thing or something like that. I don't know.
So what are you excited the most about for the halftime show?
Just the halftime show.
Just
the whole thing. Like I'm basically going to watch it for the commercials.
Yes, of course.
And for the halftime show.
We used to play commercial bingo when I would be at my friend. Shout out Benita at her
shout out Benita.
Yeah, we used to play in cartoons commercials when they would come on. We would play bingo, and if you know, you saw a commercial that had a star in it, a Clydesdale, a red car, or football. Then you won bingo or something.
I've done that before. Working at the bar that I worked at, it was slow days, so it was just like we need to make up a bingo sheet and then just like stamp one different stuff. So it was like somebody falling out of a chair, get a stamp. Like Sexton showing up, you go ahead and put a stamp on. Like it was just like anytime that it was something, and then then at the end of the day it would just be like, okay, well you won, I'll buy you lunch tomorrow, like something like that.
So it was inside the bar.
Yeah, it was just for the bartenders, but it makes your day go by faster because you're just like, I can't wait. Like somebody drops a glass, oh I got that one. You know what I'm saying? So it just made the day go by fast. But yeah, and also shout out to Andrea for her birthday. It's not today, but it's tomorrow. But happy birthday, Dre. But no, the halftime show, I'm just want to see that in the commercials. That's it. But yeah,
halftime show it is.
The halftime show.
So I guess we'll have to see how it all plays out in regards to all of the great things that take place with that and the flow. So,
exactly.
I probably would say Kendrick Lamar doing first, Snoop's first song, Drop It Like It's Hot.
Does Snoop and Mary J. Blige have a song together? I don't know about that.
I'm not sure, but yeah. So anyway, everybody, that's it for Sestra-Tainment.
Enjoy
the Super Bowl. Have a wonderful day, and bye.
Bye.